Tirandam everyone. This is Sahadeva. You're tuning in to episode 3 of Spiritual Seekers TV. Today's topic is going to be about completion. Now, completion is a technique, meditation technique, that has been taught by Paramahamsa Nityananda. And basically, this technique is to allow you to create a new reality in your life where you see blockages in regards to relationships, wealth, ideas about yourself, and basically everything that encompasses life can be resolved through the internalizing that the completion meditation takes you through. So how is it that you do the completion meditation? It's not your actual regular meditation that you would think of, where you sit cross-legged and close your eyes and hum really loudly. It's actually a technique where you look in within yourself and you figure out what are the things, what are the ideas that I have about. For this video, let's talk about relationships. I'm in a relationship with someone and I'm not experiencing fulfillment, or I'm not experiencing happiness, or it seems like the relationships that are magnetized toward me are not healthy for my lifestyle or the way that I want to live. So what is it inside of me that I keep gravitating these sort of relationships in my life? So what you do during completion meditation, you look in and you figure out, when did I first start creating the ideas about relationships in my life? It can start at a very young age, and especially with the mother and father. So your relationship with your mother or your relationship with your father, and how they treated you when you were little, when you were a kid, that can be ingrained in you and it could stay as a pattern on how you relate with your partner in your life, or the person that you have a relationship, any relationship that you have. So think about it. When you were a kid, perhaps there was a moment where, let's say, your mom was asking you to do something, but you were playing with your toy, and what ended up happening is she got mad and hit you and took away your toy. So maybe at that time you created this idea that life is cruel, that the people that you love in your life are cruel. So now as an adult, you seem to be gravitating these sort of people in your life, in your relationships, that don't treat you well, because you made this idea as a child that life is cruel. So the only people that love me and that will care for me are cruel people. So it's a very simple idea that you carry. It's just whether we recognize it or not. And for many, we don't even know that we're living with these patterns. So the completion meditation allows you to see that moment where you created that pattern. So that pattern of life is cruel. So now that you have figured it out, the next process is completing with it. So how do we do completion? So the first part we already took care of. It was looking in and remembering that time where you created that pattern that life is cruel. So the second part is actually completing with it. So there are several ways to do this process. The first part is actually writing down the memory, every single detail vividly, to what was happening during that time where you experienced that creation of that pattern. So you were a child. So you were wearing shirts, blue shirt and black pants or blue pants and white shoes. And you were in the living room, and there was a couch to the left of you, and there was a TV in front of you, and you were playing with a toy train, and your mom was in the kitchen, and she had asked you to get up, and you weren't doing it because you were too busy playing, and you could smell the different aroma. Maybe it's spaghetti being cooked. So all these things, you write them down. It has to be extremely vivid, because this isn't simply remembering the memory. It's you reliving that experience at that time where you created the idea that life is cruel. So all the emotions, all the chemical reactions that were happening in your body at that time where you created that pattern have to be relived. So by writing it down, it's bringing you forward to fully experiencing and reliving that moment. So the next part is actually you closing your eyes and reliving the entire memory. So you were sitting down and you're remembering, reliving every single moment. So you playing with your toy train, the noises of the cooking of your mom, the smells, everything has to be relived while you have your eyes closed. So once you do that 5 times, then you move on to the next process. So each process is basically disintegrating the hold of that pattern on your body, your muscle memory. Basically, you have built these ideas and they have been ingrained into your very muscles. And so by reliving it, it's disintegrating the hold that it has on your body. So the next step is actually reliving in the mirror. So you grab a mirror or you go to a mirror in your bathroom and you make direct eye contact with yourself. And you do the same thing. You relive that memory, that time where you created that pattern, that life is cruel. And the reason why you do this 5 times is so in order to fully, like I said, disintegrate the hold the pattern has on you. So the last part, you can usually do it with a partner, and it's actually, you're supposed to do it with a partner. You sit with someone and you use their eyes as your mirror, and you tell them your experience. You tell them exactly what you were doing, what your mom told you to do, every single little detail. You basically relive it, and by you saying the words and explaining the happening, it's another way for you to release whatever has been holding you down and the way that the pattern has had a grasp on you. And you'll see that once the process is over, once you have written it down, then you close your eyes and you relive it internally, and then you go to the mirror, you make direct eye contact with yourself, and you relive the memory 5 times again. And then the last part is fine, it's optional, but it's better if you do it. It really helps you to complete with that pattern. Is use someone as your partner. Use their eyes, sit in front of them, and tell your story 5 times. So this is a way to do completion in regards to relationships. And you can do this process with any single blockage that you have in your life. So thank you for hearing me out on what is the completion meditation and how you can do it. And I look forward to talking more about how completion can help you in all the different areas of your life. So thank you for joining me on the 3rd episode of Spiritual Seekers TV. I look forward to explaining more about what areas completion and how completion meditation can help you with the blockages in any area of your life. And I will be giving more examples and explanations on how does completion benefit you and how it removes your ideas about wealth, about yourself and how you see yourself. So tune in to the next episode of Spiritual Seekers TV. I'm your host, Sahadeva, and thank you.